Greetings, all divine beings. It is Witchy Poo coming back to you. I have to do my little speech. I have to do my little opening before I can just grasp your attention and just start saying anything. But I am here, and as I tried to shuffle the cards for Miss Brianna Aguilera, I hope I am saying that correctly, no disrespect. I do have the two of hellfires that have popped up, and this looks like something that's non-resourceful anymore or not being able to stretch. I'm just trying to get forward. I wanted to say a few more things, but I was shuffling the cards and this just popped out instantly. This young lady is a cheerleader, was a cheerleader from Texas A&M, I believe. Um, Something gruesome happened as to where she went missing after a game and ended up something happened tragically. So to know that there's no more stretch, there's no more balance, there's no more resource left. There is a guy holding two options, but they feel really hot and they feel really tense. Um, we're going to get started with this. Thank you for being a part of the tribe. This young lady is an Aquarius. If you haven't checked out the news on Law and Order or just in general, please, you can find out more information about that. But we're going to flip a few cards just to see if we can get an insight on what happened to this young lady, who is involved, who may be around, and anything that may come out in the future. So mote it be. I have the Horror Path Tarot deck here. She is an Aquarius. Let me through the doors, dear. Okay, future. On the bottom of the deck is the Two of Skulls. This looks like some sort of couple that no longer has a connection. This looks like the feelings of a bond, love, something that I would say just this female aspect had faith in more than the other, because there's something that's open in this young man's head that's near this woman, and it looks like it's empty. It just looks like it's been shot at because of something being void, something not being able to be spoken of. This could be what really happened, or in general about this situation. Okay, that is in the future, and to know that there is a lie here in that energy of the Two of Swords, I do not have a connection that's bonded anymore. Okay, spirits, could you tell me about the Aquarius, Brianna? I have the Queen of Horns here in reverse. To be honest with you, this is female energy that's angry from the past. They did not or do not like the attention or some sort of royalty status that this female energy on this card has. So I'm not sure if this is really her. This is past tense, somebody that's around, or could be the individual that's envious. We do have the Wheel of Fortune here in the present. I think I'm going to draw, I'm going to draw 6 cards, but I'm going to draw 6 cards. Just let me flow through this thing here. I don't know what really went well, because this is a good plan that feels evil. No disrespect. This is success. This is success in something that you don't have to be positive with. Knock it off, girl. And if you're not worried about being positive in a situation, and you're using some sort of entity, you're using some sort of power that just doesn't feel good. This is here in the present. Let's draw another one, please. I'm really tight on my little table, but I'm working this thing out. The Ace of Horns. So in this Ace of Swords aspect, in the future, there is going to be an action as to where there's a hand from literally the devil. There's a hand coming from, if you can see that, a hand coming up, like trying to take someone's crown. And I feel like this is coming from somebody who wanted to dim a light that was too bright. This is also coming from not feeling successful in a breakthrough conversation, or just pure misunderstanding in the mind. Misunderstanding in the mind. And then we have the Nine of Swords again. Skulls. Oh, no. Skulls. This is the Pentacles. In this reverse aspect, I'm not sure why money is here just a little bit, but something just doesn't feel like of a purpose. Whether this individual, because there's that hand again, whether this individual used this young lady for money, used her for a complete focus to get something that they've always wanted. This just doesn't feel like a joint connection. This doesn't feel like she may have literally broken a young man's heart by telling the truth or saying something she no longer wanted to be a part. But they used her with this 10 of skulls in order to get some sort of happiness, to get something to be in a result. And because this is a childlike here, I believe this is her innocence. I believe this is somebody in this ace and 9, which is 10, equaling this, wanted to dim her light because of her pure innocence. I don't know where that's coming from. Now I'm getting kind of, and then the 10 of horns, the 10 of swords. So this is the end of a completion as to where we're at in this whole scenario, as far as this young lady being stabbed in her back, being stabbed by somebody in the masculine instant that they had lied to her here about a light. There's light all over this board. And this little yellow light is just really making me see that there was something in her that they wanted to dim, because she wouldn't give something more. She wouldn't give something more. Tell me about this Queen of Horns. We're in. All right. Sorry. We have the Empress here. This is Taurus energy. So this young lady has a great ability to nurture. She is in the arts. She's very talented, skillful, and a sort of a free spirit. And you got the 3 of Horns, and then you got the Page of Bibles. So I'm feeling like whatever this heart aspect was, there was separation that is coming from this light, this woman, this Brianna. This light is really coming in because I can't stop staring at it, because she was entrusting of somebody here that pulled on her heartstrings, that pulled on her thinking. She also wanted to break a chain. I hear break every chain. You know what I mean? That she wanted to break something here in a connection, and that really gave some sort of sorrow to this Page of Bibles. It gave this sort of thing as to where they knew they no longer had her heart. She no longer wanted theirs. It was faith that was no longer growing in some sort of relationship that's not fruitful here. But because the heart feels really strong in faith, I feel like this is like a one-sided thing. She was nurturing somebody here that didn't know how to reciprocate, appreciate, or have some sort of connection, and or take rejection. It just feels like in separation, she said something way before this game, this incident, before them coming back and having a conversation. And I think she knows this person. This isn't a stranger now. I'm coming in. All right, we got the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups. I don't feel like this came in reverse, but it did. I picked it up just the way that it landed. So there is a celebration that is no more when it comes to this. Whether she found out there's another party involved, of them having intercourse, doing something, and she blew up. Whatever it is, as far as her conjoining and being a part of nurturing and loving an individual here with this Page of Bibles, it was no more. They no longer had her heart. Now, a plan is here with this Wheel of Fortune in the present. And let me pick it up, sorry. And in this energy is success. In this energy is something that's powerful and it feels wrong, but it's worked out. Tell me about it, please. All right, you got the Moon. The truth is going to be revealed. You got the King of Hellfires. And then you got Temperance, Sagittarius. Every time we do like these Crime Stopper readings where people are no longer on the planet, or there's something that needs to be shouted out from the other realm, she pops up here every single time. So I have Temperance here, and realizing that this really is a equilibrium of fairness that wasn't being balanced out. I feel like this was coming from a one-sided angle. This is coming from a one-sided angel. She was very giving and wanting to have something work out, but this hand kept reaching up and really not reciprocating her light or not appreciating it. There's a connection here with the light. Tell me about what this hand didn't like about it here. I'm going to get these other two, please. You got the Emperor. This is Aries energy. So somebody that has power, that has connections. There is some sort of honeycomb here that I feel has been of sex. It's intimacy. It was like a quest to get this individual. But now I'm feeling that this person, whoever was in power, did not like the rejection that she may have given them, like at a time, it was just the wrong time. Something's going on with the time. There's a guy here with this King of Pentacles that feels devious, devilish, that is holding the light. There it is again. He's holding the light. This young lady expressed to whoever this devoted individual is to her, or was to her, there was something that she could no longer settle for because she knew about another person, or was getting ready to expose something here that would have drawn blood, or made somebody angry in that sort of mind frame, or feeling like that's just what they should have done, hurt someone. So because this Cancer energy is here with the moon, to be honest with you, this secret that's going to be revealed has 3 wolves. It's this 3-party again. There was an argument, an explosion, some sort of eruption in the connection. Under the moonlight, speaking, they saw her light. Smoke started to rise. Friends can be foes. Enemies can be close. I don't know where that... Guys, I'm tapped in right now. But this secret that's going to be revealed involves this 3-party situation. There's 2 wolves, 2 black and 1 white. So I'm feeling like this whole 3rd-party situation has something to do with friends having a connection and leaving her out. But anger is here. Something of a matter that just doesn't feel positive. There was no breakthrough. You couldn't have a proper conversation. They just wanted to steal something from her that was, and they're being absorbed and selfish here, obviously. But she is bored with whatever I feel like this person tried to continue to give her, whoever this is. She found out something here that just is not proper when it comes to relationships, cheating, arguments. But this cup that is given, she was just done with it. And that just feels like this rejection or something here was just not accepted in the proper time. Why do we have this 9 of skulls? There's the Chariot. So some sort of obstacle was put in her place from somebody who has power. I don't know if they're something in the town, something in the stadium, because it's a football team, right, that we're talking about. But with that 4 of cups and this 4 hellfires that both popped up, I need you to see this is all in the matter of something in self that couldn't be balanced out because of jealousy and wanting to steal her light. 3 skulls are still at the bottom, and I feel like this is a whole thing of her saying she no longer wanted to serve this person. She no longer wanted to give into whatever demand or obstacle that just was being put in front of her all the time here. It was like she wanted to go forward with walking away. She wanted to go forward with no longer being a slave. That's what it really feels like, a slave to a person who has power that could hurt people in all ways, a person that has a lot of light from other women that they may or may not know about and have gone missing. Hmm. Please tell me what this means with this Chariot and the Cancer energy. We got the Knight of Pentacles. I believe she was doing something here for money. I'm not trying to disrespect her or this individual or the family. But that's in the dark shadow of self that has nothing to do with us in this reading right now. But there's charm here. And when somebody charms you with something, you're either going to accept or you're going to walk away from it. But it looks like there was an acceptance at one point in time. And then once friends became foes, that's still coming to mind. That's when they wanted to hurt her at this time. Tell me now about this Ten of Skulls. All right, you got the Emperor. Again, there's the authority. This person that hurt her has power in the town and the city of Texas. Wherever this took place, I'm pretty sure that's what we're at. This person has extreme authority, but now it just feels like it's going to be stripped away. They're scared to death. You got the 8 of Hellfires and then the 8 of Vikings. So this is wild when it comes to the numbers. And this is all in the matter of like power. There was something that was stuck as far as too many demands, too many requests, or something here that just feels like she was hellbound. She was just bound to do this, even though she no longer wanted to, or another girl, or there's something else here that's involved with these 3-party situation because it's 2 skulls plus the person we're talking about. Okay. And I feel like they only preyed on her or did whatever because she looks like a little girl. She looks innocent. So these are perverts. This is a pervert. Please excuse. Viewer discretion is advised. They worked hard to continue to give her all these little flames, to give her some sort of dark fire, dark light, but she no longer wanted to accept this sort of wrecking ball that was coming in, causing chaos. It was fun for a moment because it was mysterious. It was something, whatever this is, feels like request over and over again to a person who has power and authority, but also who really just has no reason. They're just doing this because they can do it. And it was an opportunity for her, however she tapped in, but this just feels like a person who wanted to control her life, wanted to control her aspect. And that, to be honest, it may just be like the father of this young man or whoever this is, has a lot of power, like up and down in the spiritual realm, whether it's good or bad here, because they're like marked in. They have a part of history in this Texas town. It's like something here is embedded in their skin. They're just they belong. Let me flip one. Sorry, I'm like scrunched up with this face, but we're tapped in. So we've got this 8 of Wands one more time, and the 8 in the power. I just want y'all to understand something, that this lady never came up short with whoever was wanting her to do something, like on demand all the time. She was always there. But there is this feeling of her recognizing, realizing, awakening, and not wanting to kind of finish something she started. And I feel like this individual, this entity was completely upset about it. And then if you're upset, you're going to hurt. There's these horns sticking all over the place. You're going to hurt because not only do you have the power, but you're not getting what you want, and you want to dim the light because the connection, you may feel she may reach out to someone. There's the Devil, Capricorn energy. You got the 9 of Horns followed by the 4. This was something to take from this young woman, this young lady, because of her innocence. They were secretly addicted to her, unfortunately. And she fell for some sort of temptation, but she also didn't understand that she was dealing with somebody who is completely constantly taking light from women. They're constantly doing this kind of ordeal, offering and needing that reciprocating energy, but it's only to power some sort of like dark energy, some dark spirit. Oh, They need to go back and ask for a separate autopsy through like the medical examiner or whatever they're going through. It needs to be privately done, not the hospital, because there's something happening here in the medical form um, that we're not going to be able to see because a snake is involved in the process in that hospital, or whoever found her body and did something here. They're a part of taking even more light, even when she's no longer was no longer here. This is Capricorn energy that's doing this. They were also secretly addicted to her for many, many years. They may have been watching her like in high school when she was just too young. She got caught up in something here that she was completely aware of. Okay. But I see in this nine of horns that when you're tired of something, you either fight or flight for how you want things to continue to go. And what this really feels is like this young lady is just struggling with um, self acceptance of really wanting to walk away from something once she had the realization, because it just feels too late here because somebody already had her boxed in. There's these horns again with this young man in a box, completely trapped in as to where she couldn't think for herself, but she realized when she had this awakening and they couldn't accept that. Batteries dying. The problem is she realized preservation and wanted a change for her life. And whoever had did this to her has power in this dynamic in this field, even probably at the stadium, to be honest with you guys. But with all due respect, this feels like a masculine who offered her something that she no longer wanted to accept. And rejection is an MFer, especially when it comes to people who are in power and they're rich.